my name is Erica and today I'm going to be listing 20 bookish facts about myself. I have done a random fact about me video. That was like at the beginning, that was like my second video. But I realized like over time I got a little bit more subscribers, so I really wanted to do another video but do like less facts, and they're all going to be book related, sort of like book or writing related. And yeah, that's about it. I'm going to make it as fast as I can because I don't want to be here all day and I know you guys don't want to be either. So let's just get right into it. These aren't in any particular orders, just as I was writing them and like what came to mind. So here we go. I have a published short story, and I have talked about this. I only have one published short story, and it's in a literary magazine that I published in college. It was really awesome because it was a story I wrote for my creative writing class. Some people in my class were actually in charge of that literary magazine, and they liked my story so much that they wanted me to edit it and put it into the magazine. I was really proud of that story, and I still am, and I think it's one of my favorite pieces I've written so far, and hopefully one day I'll publish something else, but yeah. When I was little, I used to write SpongeBob fan fiction, and I did talk about this also in my 25 random facts video, but I thought it was kind of funny. As a kid, I like loved SpongeBob, and I still do, but I don't know why I was so into like rewriting stories for SpongeBob. I used to like glue these cardboard pieces together and like use that as the cover, and then like staple all these papers. I don't know, but I had a bunch of stories, and then I ended up just throwing them away, which I'm kind of mad about because I kind of wish I could go reread them, but yeah, so that was my fanfic days. Speaking of fanfic, I currently am writing a Mass Effect fanfiction on Wattpad. It's not that good right now, and I only have 2 chapters so far, but it's hard because I love that game series so much and I want to do it justice, like with the voices of the characters and the story, and there's so much that goes into that series, and my fanfic takes place after the 3rd game, like right after, so I want to get all the like facts and like space stuff correct, and I want to get everything as right as I can, so I've been doing a lot of research for it and like going back through the game and finding little snippets and like quotes and things that I can kind of utilize in that, just to kind of help inspire the writing and like keep the truth of the characters. I don't know if that makes sense. It has like a little bit of views but if you want to check it out, I'll leave the link down below, and I really enjoy writing it, but it's taking me a long time to write it because I need to just like figure it all out. Until recently, I used to hate poetry. It took until my senior year of college when I took creative writing, and obviously now I love poetry, and I have a bunch of videos for Poetry Appreciation Month, which I did over quarantine in April, and I love poetry now, and I haven't really read a lot of poetry lately. It means so much to me now, and also I try to write poems once in a while. It's kind of a struggle. I'm not quite as confident in that art form, so yeah, but it is nice to sometimes just like try to write a poem and get your thoughts out there, but yeah. My favorite middle grade series of all time is the Pendragon series by DJ McHale. It doesn't really get talked about a lot on BookTube, and eventually one day once I have my books with me, I want to do a whole like set of videos while I reread those books. Like Percy Jackson gets talked about a lot, and like a lot of other middle grade series. Pendragon is really what helped me get back into reading when I was in junior high, and since then like I never wanted to stop being a reader, so I don't know, but that series means a lot to me, and it's definitely my favorite middle grade series I've probably ever read. My guilty pleasure reading series, which I don't like having guilty pleasure reads, but I have talked about this before in other videos, but my guilty pleasure series would be Vampire Academy. I went into those books not having very high expectations because when you see the covers, you're kind of like, this is going to be trash, like it's basically just another cheesy vampire story. My friend told me to read them, and after I read them, I was obsessed. It's so good. I love the romance, I love the concept, and it's not your normal vampire story, I feel like. It's a little different, but I love the characters so much. Rose Hathaway was my first literary crush. I vividly remember, like, I don't know, she was just, like, I remember fangirling over her so much, and I didn't really know why, and I just love Rose. I love Rose Hathaway, and I love that series, so I need to reread them. It's been kind of a long time since I read those. My favorite genres to read are always going to be sci-fi and fantasy. I've been trying to explore more nonfiction in terms of like acting books and sometimes contemporary, but it really depends on the storyline and like who it's written by. I have a hard time getting into contemporary novels, so I usually stick to sci-fi and fantasy. I'm currently reading the Bone Season series by Samantha Shannon, which is dystopian, and I haven't really read a dystopian series in a long time, but I'm really loving it. I also just finished Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, which is sci-fi, and I also just bought a bunch of new fantasy fantasy books that I can't wait to dive into. But yeah, those are my two favorite genres. I get to see a little more than sci-fi, just depending on how it's written, but yeah, okay, that's it. My favorite book to movie adaptations, which I've talked about a lot, but my main two favorites that I can read and watch over and over again are Room and A Monster Calls. I actually just finished rewatching A Monster Calls like a couple weeks ago, and it's so good, and I really want to rewatch Room. I've been rewatching a lot of things lately, and I love those books so much, and the movies are just as good as the books. So my dream role before knowing that it was going to be turned into a movie was Ruby in the Darkest Minds, which is the dystopian series by Alex Bracken. I did not know it was going to be made into a movie, and I remember fangirling so hard over that character, and I really wanted to be her. I could just see myself as that character, and I even memorized like a monologue from one of the books just to have. Then it got made into a movie, which I heard isn't that good, but you know, it's fine. But yeah, I never actually saw the movie. If I had to play a character in a book to movie adaptation, it was going to be Ruby in the Darkest Minds, but now I can't do it, so it's fine. They had good casting choices for it, so it's fine. It's hard for me to pick a favorite author, but I'd have to say Leigh Bardugo, mainly because I obviously love Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, but I do certainly love her writing, especially because she's grown so much, and I still have to read Ninth House, but I also really enjoyed King of Scars. Whenever she publishes a book, she's probably the one I'll just like automatically buy the book. Same with like Sarah J Maas, though Sarah J Maas kind of annoys me as a writer now, but yeah, I guess Leigh Bardugo would probably be my favorite author. So in elementary school, we had to get accelerated reader points, which I'm sure many of you had to do as well, and I used to be super competitive. I would try to read a ton of books and beat all my classmates. Sometimes I'd even read like basic little kid books when I was supposed to be reading chapter books, just so I could take the AR test and pass it and get more points than everyone. And I tended to place pretty high every year, and I also did sometimes really badly on the AR test. Like if you got like a 70 or 60% on the AR test, you didn't really pass this, you didn't really get points for it, so that was always a struggle. I remember I didn't even finish the third Harry Potter book, and I tried taking the test and I did horribly. Like I think I even had someone helping me. Ugh, that was really rough. I was so competitive in elementary school when it came to books. I'd even go around and like if someone was reading the same book as me, I would like see what page they were on and try to get ahead of them. Like it didn't even matter. I don't know why I was so competitive with reading. So I've talked about this also, but my older sister is the one who got me into reading. She used to read to my twin and I all the time. My parents also really helped because they took us to the library a lot, but my older sister tended to read a lot of similar books that I wanted to read, so she really inspired me to always be a reader, and now I never stop. She's probably my biggest reading inspiration because ever since I can remember, I'd always try to read the same books as her, or we'd have similar interests, and she always helped me find new things that I would enjoy, so I always appreciate her so much for that. Thank you, Shalyn. Another thing that I mentioned before is that I cannot listen to audiobooks. Like I can, but I can't really focus on them very well. Like if I am listening to an audiobook, then I can't really be doing anything else, which I feel like is the point of an audiobook, is that you can like multitask. I can't really do it. I feel like everything just kind of goes in one ear and out the other because it's harder for me to visualize when I'm just listening to something. I feel like I've done it, like I've listened to audiobooks and sometimes it's fine, but I really struggle. When I was younger, it was really hard for me to be read to, unless I had the like words in front of me. But if my teacher was just reading a book aloud to the class and we had to discuss it, I would not remember what was happening, and I couldn't really see what was happening. I have to really be immersed in the book. I have to have it in front of me, reading the words, so I can take it at my own pace and visually see everything and get my own voice for the characters. So I don't know. Yeah, I can't do audiobooks. Okay, so over time I've met a few authors. I haven't really met a whole lot. I haven't really gotten to go to a lot of conventions and whatnot, but I've definitely met Susan Dennard, Rochelle Mead, Bridget Bridget what's her last name? She wrote The Curse of Dark and Lonely, whatever. So her, and then I've met Marisha Pessel and Veronica Roth. So I haven't really met a whole lot of authors. If I had to meet any more authors in my life, if like I only got like a couple more chances, I would definitely want to meet Alex Bracken. I love her so much. And Leigh Bardugo and Sarah J Maas. I was this close to meeting Sarah J Maas like 2 times at BookCon, and it never worked out. I also went to one of Sarah J Maas's like events, but you didn't actually get to meet her unless you like paid a bunch more. And my mom had to get my ticket for me because I was at work. She had logged in right away and they were sold out immediately, so that never got to happen. But those are the authors I met and those are the authors I want to meet. Not a whole lot, obviously, because I haven't really gotten to go to a lot of conventions like other people, but whenever authors are in the area and like bookstores, I try to go meet them, but sometimes it doesn't work out. So I call myself a writer sometimes, but I feel like I have a lot to learn and I haven't really done a whole lot of writing lately. But I did finish NaNoWriMo one year, and my dream would be to publish a fantasy novel. I already have a title in mind and I already have the concept and everything, the characters, but after I finished it for NaNoWriMo, I realized it's kind of overdone. So there's a lot of things I need to change and that's just overwhelming, so I haven't picked it back up to start writing it again. My other dream, if I become a successful actor, would be to publish a memoir, just so I can inspire other people, because I already have it all planned out, what I want to talk about. But yeah, those are my writing dreams. Currently, my favorite book right now is The Prairie of the Orange Tree, which I've talked about a lot, by Samantha Shannon. It's so well written, it's beautiful, it's huge, it's perfect. I love it so much. Oh, then my next fact is, of course, that Six of Crows is my all-time favorite book. Y'all already knew that. When I was in elementary school, I got asked to go to this, I don't even know what it was. I can picture myself there and everything that led up to it. I don't even know what it really was though. I was in this advanced reading group and we got to go to this little I don't know, conference thing for young authors. Not authors, but young writers. I don't know, aspiring writers. But I remember my book was garbage. Everyone in my class had really nice books with nice illustrations, and I had this green construction paper stapled together about an elephant and a rhino becoming friends. I don't even remember. It was so stupid though. And this one girl had an actual book cover about, I don't even know. She used characters from Disney and somehow she would have gotten in so much trouble had this been a real thing. But she had a published book. I don't know. It was weird. And then another girl in my class had great drawing skills. I don't know. I don't even know how I got invited to it, but it was weird. But I remember it vividly. I got to go with my mom. It's a little field trip thing. My least favorite book of all time is Paper Princess by Erin Watt. I hated that book. There are a lot of books that I hate, but I really hate that one. And I could ramble a lot about this book, how horrible it is. But yeah, that's my least favorite book of all time, probably I've ever read. Okay, my last fact is that I am an actor that loves reading Shakespeare. That's not really a fun fact, but I love Shakespeare, and I honestly have not read as much of him as I probably should have read so far. But a lot of people are very intimidated, but I love reading his works, and I'm kind of a Shakespeare fangirl in a way, only because I love learning about him in my acting classes. But yeah, alright guys, those are all the bookish facts I'm going to be telling you. If you are curious about anything else, let me know. I don't know, I just want to do something different, a little bit fun, and just help you guys get to know me a little bit more in this booktube world. That is all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, be sure to give it a nice little thumbs up. If you want to keep following me on this booktube journey, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at EricaAGobble. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye!